yesterday against Coastal, an athletic team, a team that wants to get the ball down and play. They're technical. They move the ball from left to right very quickly. A very dangerous player up front, in particular, the one who got the goal on a little bit of a dubious situation. But we did a pretty good job of managing them yesterday. I think really on both sides of the ball, forcing them into difficult situations and difficult matchups, and we're able to put a lot of pressure on them early, forced the goalkeeper into a couple of back-to-back mistakes, and we're able to capitalize on a penalty from there. Good numbers forward on the second goal with Kaylee Powell driving a ball across the face, bounced off of the far post, and because of great shape, Sky was able to jump on it and smash it in the far corner. And then really just a fantastic individual effort from Una to get the third. And here we are 6 points later, moving up the table. So super proud of them for where we are right now, especially after where we were last weekend, but a lot of work ahead of us. It's going to be a difficult week on the road to Texas State. Favorites in the conference have not really had the results this year that I think a lot of teams, probably including themselves, have expected them to have, but they got on 6 points this past weekend as well. And so they're riding a little bit of a high, similar to us, but they're at home in front of their home crowd. So that would be a tough match, be a really tough match for us, and we're going to have to do a lot of work to get prepared for that. And then a long bus ride to Monroe for a Sunday kickoff. Monroe have had some good results early on, haven't had as good a results this past few weeks, but certainly a team who has the ability to cause problems, and so we'll be prepared for that. But all eyes on Friday and all eyes on Texas State.
Do you feel like the girls are finally getting their confidence after these last weekend results?
I think so. I think I told them something was different on Friday night. I don't know what it was, but something was definitely different. And listen, we're not where we are because we've had an easy time of it over the last 6 or 7 months. I've asked them to be uncomfortable every day. I've asked them to increase the level of their own expectations, both of themselves individually and of us collectively. And, when you continue to create an environment that facilitates growth, but facilitates growth through that discomfort, there's going to be times where belief gets challenged and confidence is challenged a little bit because every time we go out, we've got to be better than we were the day before. And that constant mode of the pursuit of excellence and pursuit of a better version is difficult. So to see them really create the rewards. I'm not even going to say they reap the rewards. They created their rewards this weekend. And I'm super proud of them for that. And I do believe that their belief is growing both in themselves individually and certainly in what we're going to be capable of doing through the month of October. We were saying a little bit earlier, the month of October is an important time to win matches, and so certainly a great start for us in that regard.
Do you believe in momentum carrying over from weekend to weekend, or is it kind of reset?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the season's going to ebb and flow. It's always going to be that, and I think when we're coming off of 3 straight matches in conference with points, especially if we look back a little bit historically. I haven't dug too much into the archives because they're pretty irrelevant, honestly. But when they are carrying a little bit more memory of the archives than I'm interested in focusing on, I think them realizing where they are right now puts them in great position to ride that on. And we're getting better. I think that's evident from one weekend to the next, and certainly from the beginning of the season to where we are right now, middle of the season, we're getting better. So the upward trend, I think, is important. I think if anything, we can identify the upward trend and recognize the things that have allowed us to do that and continue to build on those things. And I think part of that is momentum, part of that is belief, which we talked about. There's confidence that goes into that. So yeah, we certainly wouldn't discount it, but we also understand that we have to continue to create momentum, right? Because if you're not accelerating, you're decelerating, right? And so we have to continue to accelerate what it is that we're doing and how we're going about doing it on a regular basis to continue to get the results we want.
Playing Texas State, they're right behind y'all, point behind y'all. How can you get the girls to focus on that match? Not only because it's the next match, but because they're right behind y'all.
I don't feel like we're going to have any problems in terms of getting them to focus on the match. That hasn't been something that we've dealt with in our locker room, looking beyond matches. And again, I think part of that is just historical perspective. They know that every match is going to be important. They know that every match is going to be a battle. And so we continue to just look one match at a time. That's all I know how to do anyway. So I don't think there's really any discussion, any conversation about 2 weeks away, or we've got a match to play on Friday night, and then we'll figure out Sunday on Saturday morning. But right now, all the way through until kickoff Friday night, it's all about preparation for Texas State. They know they're good. They've seen them. They've seen them more than I have. And so I think they understand what we have in front of us, both in terms of challenges and obstacles, but also in terms of opportunity. And I think both of those things allow us to stay focused.
How many movies do you watch from Lafayette to San Marcos or Monroe?
Well, kids now, everything's on their phone or their laptop. I don't even think they even know what DVDs are anymore. So I don't imagine any of those are going to make it into the DVD drives. But we'll be watching lots of film as a staff between here and Texas State. The girls, listen, they're carrying a really good, a very strong GPA because they're hardworking students. I think probably more often than not they're engaged in writing papers and studying, especially as much as we've had to travel this year. They've been out of class quite a bit and really been glued to those laptops. But listen, I think we did watch a movie. We tried one time and it was a bust. So since then we've just shut down the DVD player. It wasn't the best choice, but we'll have to see if we can filter that next time.
What was the movie?
That's a good question. I was watching video.
Really engaging flick.
That's right.